Tonight is a somber anniversary. 25 years ago today, John F. Kennedy Jr. died in a plane crash. He was piloting. It also killed his wife and her sister. Our Andy Fox was actually on air when the news started to break. Andy?
Yeah, Lena, let me set the scene. Remember, in 1999, there was no social media. NBC had taped the second hour of the Saturday Today Show. There was no mention of the downed plane. I was doing the Saturday morning cut-ins, happened to look at the AP wire and said, hey, what is this? I put together a script, we created a map, Martha's Vineyard, and brought the story to our viewers who probably didn't know anything about it. My news director then called and said, Andy, you and photographer Rob Rizzo get on the next flight out. We'd be gone for 6 days. Here's a look back at our reporting 25 years ago.
This is the morning paper, the Boston Globe. Hope fades to a stark conclusion. No survivors from Kennedy crash.
Together with photographer Rob Rizzo, we arrived at the Kennedy compound Saturday, July 17th, 1999.
The beginning of the Kennedy compound under tight security, and well, you can see 100 members of the media.
That was the biggest media event I've ever covered in my career. I've covered 9/11 from the Pentagon.
John Kennedy Jr., his wife Carolyn Bessette, and her sister Lauren were flying to the wedding of Kennedy's cousin Rory. A huge white tent set up for the wedding at the Kennedy compound. Sadly, it would now be used for a wake. Kennedy's plane crashed 7.5 miles off Martha's Vineyard. The Kennedys stunned, the world stunned.
Here's Ethel Kennedy, wife of Robert Kennedy, assassinated in 1968. She went for a sail. She's also the mother of Rory.
Reporters from around the world covered the story. Robert Penfold from Australia.
Great sorrow for your royal family here in the United States, and Australians are feeling that as well.
10 divers set out for 2 targets 4.5 miles off Martha's Vineyard. This is what the recovery effort is dealing with. Look at this, fog. 30 minutes ago, it wasn't here, just rolls in.
Our reporting showed the thick fog that rolls in over Martha's Vineyard that blinded Kennedy as he flew towards the airport. He became disoriented during final approach. He was not instrument trained.
We just came to pay our respects to President Kennedy and his family because over the years, all that he's done.
The recovery effort was mammoth.
Divers hit the water after the Rudy produced 9 possible sites overnight.
We were in a live broadcast when a Coast Guard chopper lands on the Kennedy compound lawn. Sensing the bodies may have been recovered, photographer Rob Rizzo and I run to the other side of the Kennedy home in time to get this video.
It landed on the front yard to pick up Senator Ted Kennedy, seen here running back into the main house. Also here in the white is Senator Kennedy's son Patrick, who is also a congressman, and in the blue, Ted Kennedy Jr. Moments later, Senator Kennedy emerges with a book in his hand, perhaps a Bible. Then Senator Kennedy and his 2 sons flew to a Coast Guard station on Martha's Vineyard, where they boarded a boat and headed to the USS Grass. This quickly arranged trip followed official confirmation at noon that divers located the bodies of John Kennedy Jr., his wife Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and her sister Lauren.
Rizzo, one of maybe 3 photographers on scene to get these images.
Ted Kennedy getting on the chopper to go and basically identify the remains of his nephew.
That was it. That was it. The saddest point, I think, for that family of that weekend, that was supposed to be a happy weekend, turned out to be that.
We then raced to U.S. Coast Guard Station Woods Hole when the bodies were returned to shore. We would meet lots of people like Joe Shipley from Columbus, Ohio, who prayed the rosary on the Kennedy compound beach.
I think, though, heaven is such a peaceful place that they're probably all rejoicing that they're seeing him face to face.
25 years ago, you heard Robert Penfold from Australia refer to John Jr. as your royal family. This indeed was an unprecedented interagency effort to recover the bodies and wreckage of a private plane flown by a private citizen. Then President Bill Clinton defended his decision to allow this because, in his words, of the Kennedy family contributions to our country. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.